So to give you some context, what I've been working on lately is now that I've my social's been popping off, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's use ManyChat and start capturing some emails. So one of my latest videos, I had a call to action to comment guide in the video, and that sent them three guides specific to three different mortgage strategies. And in that, they of course had to input their email. So I did this, I think I posted this video maybe 5 days ago, and we're looking at, I believe at this point, probably around 500, 600 emails from the one video. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a drip campaign for email marketing because I have some emails going out, but not like a sustainable once a week email drip campaign. So I'm going to start building that out, and I'm using ChatGPT to help me with that project. So I'll share my screen. I just started doing this morning, so the full custom GPT isn't built out yet, but I'll show you how I sort of started building it out. So I basically just told it, and I use my mic for all of this too, so I don't have to type all this. It makes it so much faster. So you can use your mic on your phone, so you can download the ChatGPT app. You can use your mic on your computer. In this case, I used it on my computer, and my goal here is to create a custom GPT that I can pop into, and I can start building out an email. I can ask it for some advice on an email. And I want it to just be an expert marketing assistant specific for emails. So you can see with my first prompt here, I'm not going to read all of it, but that's exactly what I'm telling it to do. And you'll see it even updated my memory in GPT. I could go to my memory and see exactly what they added in there, but it'll be something from here. It's basically saying, hey, this is, Tom's building out an email marketing. He's focused on advanced financial strategies for Canadians. And maybe that's probably what it updated here in the memory. So I'm asking it to give me custom instructions to then put inside the custom GPT. And as a reminder, a custom GPT is how it sounds. It's a place to go for a custom goal and outcome that you want from ChatGPT. So I'm using ChatGPT to help me configure the custom GPT by having it give me the instructions to put in place. So I'm making it easier for myself. I'm not trying to create the instructions myself. So as you can see here, just by giving it that one prompt, it's already giving the lay of the lands here for how I'm going to structure it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So let's dive a bit deeper. I said, let's continue optimizing the custom instructions. Ask me some questions that can help better understand what I'm looking to do. So that way we can optimize it. So now it's come back and it's asked me a series of questions from voice and brand and tone to content strategy, audience and segments, so on and so forth. So one thing that I actually stumbled upon from like a tech issue was, I don't know if it's my mic or my computer or if it's GPT itself, but I started answering all of these questions in one voice recording. So maybe it was around like 4 minutes, and it just kept bugging out and it wouldn't send it through for some reason. So you'll see down here, I answered uh, the questions in segments. So I started with question 1 to 4 at a time, or 1 to 3, and then I just kept going. So there's the first answer for the first three questions. So I kept going and I did all 12 or 13 questions that it asked me. And you'll see here, the end result is the final custom GPT instructions. So now that I've got this, all I'm doing is I'm just going to copy and paste this. And for me personally, I'm not going to be, I mean, you can. I personally don't like it giving prompt ideas because it's just kind of annoying when they're always trying to give me these prompts when I'd rather just give it custom prompts myself. So I would just copy this, then I would go into my GPTs, create a GPT, and then I mean, I copied all of it at once, but you would copy the instructions in here and the name portion at the top, copy that in here, so on and so forth. Click save, and then we did this in a previous training, but then you would go to create, and you can start giving it some more instructions here, or you can go over to the preview, and this is where you can kind of play with it. So anything you put in here is not going to save to the custom GPT. This is more so you testing it. And this side is where you can speak to the custom GPT and add more information by having a conversation with it. And if you want to bypass this, because this side takes longer, but it is good for the first couple of GPTs you build out because it's a little easier. But if you know what you want, you can just go into here and just place it in here, and it's a lot faster. And the really cool part is you can upload files. So let's just say I want it to understand how I speak from a tone and tonality perspective. I'll upload transcripts of videos that I've done. I'll upload Google Docs of past emails I've done, and I'll put it in here and I'll tell it to read and analyze my voice. And so that way it can sound like me going forward.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like it. It's pretty neat once you start getting into the custom GPTs for how much you can remove from your workload. Also, if you're feeling stuck, it's great just to get the ball spinning again. A lot of what we talked about, and it's going to come out in our podcast episode tomorrow, is what AI is going to do to the industry. And I think there's a lot of people that are scared for what AI can do, and taking their jobs away and things of that nature. But also there's the whole other flip side of that. Whereas if you're learning and you're implementing some of this stuff, AI is the tool that's going to put you to the top. And like any big transformational thing in business, it's going to take out the bottom chunk of the players who say, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to play this game. The people who said, the business said, I'm never going to get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're gone. The businesses that were early to implement and try to learn and try to play within this new space, they're the ones that succeed and rise to the top. So it's not something to be scared of. It's something you should learn to use and implement as a tool in your business.
Yeah, and if you are scared, use that fear to your advantage. Like if you think we're going to be extinct in 5, 10 years from now, let's get ahead of the curve. You have no other option. Like, are you just going to sit on your hands? And I'm not saying you guys, I'm just saying in general, like if that's what you think is going to happen, like just get ahead of it and gather. Like my point of view on this is if that were to ever happen, I may as well just try to make a shit ton of money as possible on the mortgage side of things if that were to ever happen, but I don't believe it's going to. I think we have a longer time horizon here, especially for the A players. There's going to be we talked about it in the podcast and Brandon just mentioned it, but I think like the numbers wise from mortgage agent and broker in Canada, I think it's going to go down, but the ones that stay and exist are going to be thriving. So
Yeah, I know Amy's been playing with ChatGPT a lot because Ryan talks about it a lot. And she's building out a really cool one right now where she's been uploading everybody's rental worksheets into it. And then she just puts in all of her clients' information and it'll tell her which lender has the best setup for that person. So she doesn't have to do every rental worksheet on her own.
I've heard of people doing that. It sounds awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I think Ryan has one built out for Manulife One as well.
Yeah, the Manulife one thing that Courtney built out is absolutely insane.
I started building one out and I was like, I don't think it's ever going to be as good as Courtney's. So I'm just going to stop. The last thing I'll say to this too is like AI, ChatGPT, all these like softwares are very overwhelming. Like there's a lot to learn and there's so many different options, but I like to just go narrow on one. And that for me is ChatGPT. And I literally built that custom instruction out in like 10 minutes. So it doesn't take too much time once you've learned it, and you can just go crush YouTube for like 3 to 4 hours, not at a time, but over time, you do like 3 to 4 hours of training on how to use ChatGPT, and like you can do it. It's not like super complex.
Yeah, exactly. We touch on this in the podcast too. It's a little repetitive if you listen to the podcast, but um, something I've been doing is just like my daughter's learning to read right now and she's working on her reading. I'm hopping in ChatGPT and playing around and learning there. And I'm trying a few different ways. So like learning with YouTube videos, learning just with experimentation, and playing around with things. Case studies, like watching what Tom's doing, watching what people in the real estate industry are doing or different industries and trying to apply it to my business. And I'm getting a little bit better each time with it. And now I find like before I Google, would used to go to Google for things, now I go to Chat GPT. I think that's what clients will start doing eventually as well. So you want to make sure you're in line and coming up with the content they're looking for there.
Yeah, it's very true. Like I find myself using ChatGPT way more than Google now. The only time I use Google is like maybe Google Maps, and if I'm like searching for a restaurant, but even then, like I'm still using ChatGPT for best recommendations. So it's taking over.
Oh yeah, like ChatGPT does my groceries for me. Straight up. I just like tell it, I was just like, I need this many dinners. My kids are picky, so don't give me any recipes that have this, or this in it. And it'll literally meal plan my week and give me an itemized grocery list. And I just order it on Instacart and I don't even leave my house.
When you go to that last step with Instacart, do you tell it to load it for you? Like, can it do that?
No, it can't do that. Like it'll just give you like the itemized list. So it's like in the dairy section,
Okay,
this is everything you need from
that's
this.
sweet. That's awesome.
And yeah, and then it just takes like 15 minutes to just go through Instacart and pick your stuff and it gets delivered in like 2 hours. But like your entire week's worth of like grocery list, recipes, the whole bit, it'll just send you everything.
How I look at that is that's probably, shopping, making the list, thinking of the meals. That's probably 2 hours at least out of your week.
Yeah, like the
Dating.
shopping alone part is an hour. So
Have you guys tried to ask for advice for it? So I met one girl in a networking event. She's like, she's out in the world dating. So what she does, she puts the guy's like, dating information in there.
What?
And then he asks us, hey, would it is it good if I go on a date? And he will say like, oh, well, according to this is going to be risky in these parts, but he's good on these parts. And
This guy's not talking.
yes or no?
there's a 95% chance of success.
That's cool.
It's interesting. I'm like, oh, yeah. Guess we don't need therapists or anyone really.
There's got to be a dating app that does that now automatically.
I
That
feel like
tells you like, hey, this is a 99% match based off of everything here.
well, a lot of them do, but you get like second opinion on because as more you use it, it gets to know you better. So,
True.
like,
It's a good point.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's good to see everyone today. Catch you all tomorrow. And yeah, have a great day.